Welcome to my personal trainer tips part 2. So this is going to add on to all the exercises I've showed you before of what's a better technique and what are the kind of techniques that we'd like you to avoid. Okay, so you get the best results from the exercises that you're doing, because now you're up and motivated. We want to make sure you get the results you were trying to achieve. So come down onto the floor. We're going to start with the sit-up. So the first thing I want you to think about is what's happening with your neck. So if you lay yourselves down, chin off the chest, hands are back. The technique that I'd like you to avoid is that you bring the chin down off the chest and you pull on the head to do the sit-up. I'll just show that one more time. So as you pull on the neck, I'd really like you to try and aim for keeping your elbows behind your nose, lift and lower without pulling on the neck. Another little cheat is that we use the arms for momentum. So rather than making our abdominals do all the work, a lot of people tend to swing the arms forward. If you then actually took those hands away, put them across your chest and then try to lift, you can definitely feel it target straight into your abdominals. Okay, so that's a little tip of mine. Try to avoid using the arms for momentum as much as possible. The very last one is generally a sign that sometimes you need to just have a rest and go back in with the technique, is that when the feet start to lift up off the floor. So when people are getting tired, the body will try and assist you to keep doing a sit-up. So as you lift, the feet might come up, or you might find one foot wants to come up. Try and keep the feet planted, have a little break, let the abdominals recover, keep the feet down, keep the knees hip width, keep that chin lifted, and lift and lower. Okay, so this is your correct sit-up technique. Fantastic. So great way to start blasting those abs. Now, we're going to move on to the back. So we make sure we're nice and balanced. Good old favourite move is called the back extension. It's going to be working all the way down the back of the spine. There's lots of different levels, and I'm just going to show you a couple of them and show the ideas that we want to try and avoid and the ideas that we want to keep in touch with. Okay, so roll yourself down. Now, if you're first beginning to do a back extension, take the feet hip width, but you're often offered the option of popping your hands either side as support. Try and avoid, if you can, using your arms to then push you further up. Because again, a bit like your abdominals, it means your back isn't doing the work, your upper body is doing the work, and you're hyperextending your back, which isn't a great thing to do. So I'm going to show you again, this time, making sure that my arms are nice and relaxed. So this is a nice, easy back extension. So this is the correct way. So again, my arms aren't doing any of the work. This is what we want to try and avoid. Okay, so that's the back extension. A couple of other things I just want to run through. One is, what do you do with your head? I tend to say to a lot of my clients, just focus on the floor. Keep the eyes and the neck nice and relaxed. So again, try and avoid this motion, because this is moving the neck, and again, we're not actually working through the spine. So hands are down, eyes are forward, lift and lower. And the very last one, a bit like the abdominals, if you're starting to feel tired and you feel the legs are starting to come up as you do the back extension, which kind of ends up looking a bit like this, just have a break. It's absolutely fine. Have a break, come back into it, make sure the feet are planted and you're focusing completely down the back, and then release. Fantastic. Happy about the back extension? So, just bringing yourself back up for a moment. The very last one we're going to go over is the press up. So, a couple of little things with your press up. I often, which kind of makes me feel a little bit special, but I tend to find some of the members tend to give me a little bit of a bow as you come down. So their nose drops back behind my hands. Now, I can actually feel this more in my legs and my abdominals than I can in my arms. So what I want you to imagine is where your fingertips are, you have a line in front, and you're going to try and bring the chin past that line. Or another tip is that your chest sits in between your fingers, okay? So, knees are hip width. Again, we want to avoid this, and we want to go into this, okay? Keep the back nice and flat. Sometimes you might feel as you're getting tired, the back will start to arch. We just want to think about pulling up through your belly button, back nice and flat, all the way down and all the way up. So I'm just going to show you one more. And that's it, guys. That's my personal trainer top tips.